Training trackers are very common, especially with the types of customers that I work with in the manufacturing industry, as well as construction, and anything which has got a bit of a kind of frontline workforce, I guess, that you need to keep on top of your employees' training and certifications. Now, typically, what we tend to see is people build out a SharePoint site dedicated for training. So it might have information on how to access training materials, a summary of your training tracker, as well as any upcoming training that people might want to book onto or be aware of, as well as quick access links and things like that to maybe more of an LMS system, online training materials, videos, things like that. Often a training site, as I say, will have quick actions, so maybe things like booking onto a course, accessing e-learning, but also finding an expert. So if you have the ability to track people on their training, their skills, their certification, you might also be able to pair colleagues together that if they have any questions about a particular topic, they could find an expert internally as well. Now, this SharePoint site is broken out into a couple of different areas. So we have an admin area. So you can see here we have system links for how the solution's built using SharePoint lists. And we also have an area for courses. So, I say remote training, learning new skills, and the tracker, which is the actual SharePoint list itself. Now, I'll quickly just jump down the page, and you can see on the home page, typically what you'd expect to see is a summary for that particular user. So, the user that's viewing the intranet or the SharePoint site should only be able to see their own kind of items, but obviously admins could see all items. So I could see here, for example, my forklift safety training is completed. However, my CNC machine operation status is not started. So I need to actually crack on with that to be able to mark that as complete. Now, this system is actually made up of multiple different SharePoint lists. So first list is employees. So this is basically a list of all the kind of employees of the organization. And as I typically, what you would do is you'd hide that so people can see their own items and not everybody else's item. We then have a configuration area. So basically, what we want to do is have a templated area where we can say these are where all of the training or certifications that our organization would adhere to would live. So, for example, forklift safety training, we can see what roles it applies to. So we could tag one or multiple roles against it. A training type, so it's safety related. The training provider, whether it's internal, in e-learning, external, things like that. And also how often the renewal frequency needs to take place. And this builds into the back of a workflow engine. So we have some workflows that are built with Power Automate, which basically look at this. So when we onboard a new employee, so new employees added into the list, it looks at these items, finds the relevant ones based on their role, and then we'll add them into the actual tracker. So the tracker is another SharePoint list. And you can see here we have an item per employee where it's relevant to them. Now we've grouped it as well by the title of the training, so in this case CNC machine, and we can see here all the employees which have a record for this, the role that they have, the training type, the training provider, the renewal frequency, and the status as well. So you can see here, I could, if I wanted to, filter down by everybody that's not started a particular training course, and then find those exact examples. You can even, if you wanted to, export this out into Excel or even to Power BI. So if you wanted to do a bit of reporting on this, you can export this data directly into a Power BI dashboard as well. We do have a number of different types of views of this information. This I'll come on to in a second. But you can see we've got completion date, a renewal date, as well as the assessor and the competency level. So again, that kind of finding an expert might essentially just be a view of this list to find a particular expert on something. So say, for example, I was looking for an expert on forklift safety training, or forklift safety, I should say. I could filter this down and find that George actually is an expert in this particular area. So it makes it nice and easy to find those kind of experts. So as I say, we've got a couple of different ways that we could view this information. We could have admin views. So actually looking at, say, show me everyone that's not started, in progress, completed, expired, things like that. I could also look at it by role. So say, for example, engineers. So show me everything which is to do with the maintenance engineering team or department. So again, we can drill down into this in a little bit more detail as well. which is really useful for kind of line managers and kind of heads of department to be able to actually go and find where people are up to from their training perspective. As we also build out kind of Power Automate workflows as part of this system. So there are reminders. So say, for example, um, not only when we create a new employee is it adding people into the tracker, but also on an annual basis, it would be creating new items for people to say, hey, because of the frequency, if I just go back into the configuration list, because the frequency of certain types of training, for example, forklift safety training, we know that it's every 12 months, we would create a new item, or we could create a prompt, for example, based on the tracker to say, hey, this is up for kind of renewal. You need to come and actually change this. Now, because we can see the status of where it's up to, the completion date, as well as the renewal date, if it's past the renewal date, we can then kick this off, say, start chasing. Those chases could be in a couple of different places. They could be potentially as notifications in the system. So if I just go back to the homepage, we could have some push notifications if we wanted to, showing up in here. I'd say this area is basically just filtering down to the current user, but you could have some messages here to say, hey, your XYZ type of training has expired. You need to book this in. Here's a link to go and book it. You could send them a Teams notification. So if your organization is heavily using Microsoft Teams, you could send them a Teams notification or an email, or you could integrate it into all sorts of different types of systems that you're using to basically make sure that people are following up with that training and it's happening when it should be happening. As I say, if you need any help building out solutions like this, we build them out for customers all over the world. So you can get in contact with me using the link in the description below. All of this information could then be surfaced through a dashboard. Now, you could even use Power BI, as we were talking about before, or you could even do this directly inside of SharePoint. So SharePoint has what we refer to as quick chart web parts. So you could easily surface things like training by status. So what is currently active, what is expiring within the next 60 days. And what is expired. So this is something that would allow you to then start jumping into and think, there's loads of things coming up at the moment which are going to expire in 60 days. What are we going to do about this? Is this because there's a whole department which is going to suddenly need some new training, and sort of investigating that a little bit further? It could be by completion. So you could see by sort of percentage what's kind of open versus what's complete. So you can see that there's actually 33% of the training that we have for the whole organization is currently marked as open. So a good third of that still needs to be kind of completed, maybe followed up with a bit of kind of escalation to maybe head of department, things like that. And based on that, you could then look at what's open by department. So you could maybe say, okay, well, maybe maintenance is the biggest offender here, that department. There's a lot of training, maybe some of those are expired. We need to follow those up versus where like the warehouse or quality departments where there's not as much open there. And this just gives us a little bit of insight, again, just to look into the details a bit further. And again, maybe by expert. So I think once you've got all of this tracked, it is really useful to leverage internal knowledge. So knowing where your experts kind of live by department, again, by safety, warehouse, inspection, wherever that may be. But there's different ways of sort of slicing up that information. Click the video on screen now to watch another example of a business solution that's been built out using SharePoint lists. Of course, if you've enjoyed this video, please do subscribe, as it really does help out my channel. And if you've got any questions at all, drop them in the comments feed below. Thank you.